Hey, people. It's your favorite uncle here, Uncle Bernsey, as always. And today we have something special here. We have a sequel on our hands. A sequel I've been raving about ever since playing the first one. And that is Citizen Sleeper 2, Star Wars Vector. Welcome all on the Twitch side of things. And of course, everyone out there that's seeing this in the future on YouTube, hey, how you doing? If you're not a subscriber on the YouTube channel, like and subscribe as always, and leave a comment too, please. Especially like today's question is like, what do you think is going to go on in Citizen Sleeper 2 based off of what we know about on 1 from the past stuff. So not to keep it long, but let's keep it pushing. Let's move in and let's see what we got. Oh, new fresh game. Ooh. I think for the first run, we're definitely just going to do the risky. Oh, okay. What we got here? We have operator. We have extractor. So these are like I think these are the same classes from before. So we have the machinist. I do like how they have everything here. They're just showing, I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, like what their main strengths are and what's their weaknesses. They don't like to engage. They're really good at their engineering skills. Focus config, +1 stress, +1 stress, and then +2 and focus lowest dice. This is some new stuff here. -1 stress on focus die positive outcome. That's interesting. Accrue stress to focus and action dice. Machinist sleepers are built to repair and modify automated systems used in corporate resource extraction. They're very skilled engineers. I think I remember doing my first game as a machinist. And then operator, you're on the interface side of things. So they accrue, +1 stress and reroll low. Oh, so our reboot is add some stress and we can reroll the lowest dice. Oh, I get it now. +1 stress and we can do a +2 and focus on lowest dice. I might start as a machinist. Extractor, they're all about getting down and gritty. That's why their endure and engage are up there. I think we're gonna go machinist. It's the engineer in me, if you will. Let's confirm the class and let's start. Oh, I love the yellow now. Oh, it's the same tune. Here we go. In the moment before waking, the dark space before conscious thought, you struggle to find the pieces of yourself. Usually these pieces come with a particular cadence, each appearing sequentially, like the boot process of an old terminal. First your body, artificial, compromised, but relaying sense data all the same. Then its context, the breeze of air filtration, the soft contact of your birth in 0G. Oh my gosh. And okay, I know I'm saying a lot of stuff, but like, what is all of this? Oh, hold up a second. I think I still have, there we go. Had my controller from the Cult of the Lamb stuff still plugged in, so there we go. I got rid of those. But wow, there's the dices now, and here's like 3 things, and I know this is my condition, or is this part of condition up here? Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay, next. Then emotion, coming into focus, coming into your body, bringing with it that first instinct, the one that has framed your past 100 cycles. Fear. Damn. But that familiar sequence does not arrive. Instead, you are unmoored in space, your body distant, your context silent, even your emotions somehow obscured and scattered. Among all that disarray, only one familiar thing arrives, the fear. It is a scrambled panic fear, the drowning fear, the falling fear, the fear that makes you reach desperately for any stable point. It is the fear that tells you something is wrong. Something is very wrong with you. Wake up, sleeper. The voice is whispered in your ear, an act that makes you suddenly aware of your head, pulsing in pain, your body rigid with tension. Wake up, sleeper indeed. Sleeper, a familiar name, a mind copied, emulated, a body built, implanted. One person sleeping until their debt is worked away. Their double being made to work, to be consumed, and eventually to be destroyed. A proxy, an emulation, a sleeper, and that is what we are, or that's what you are. So remember this, everyone. This is what a sleeper is. If you need to take a screenshot or whatever, boom. This is what corporations have come to. If you have accrued a huge amount of debt, it could be in the millions of dollars, you are going to be put to sleep while your sleeper works it off. For how long? I don't know. It's basically you're in cryo sleep until your debt gets worked off, if it even gets worked off. So, but you escape. Oh yeah. Oh, are we still the same sleeper? Nice. But you escaped. You remember that now. Broke free of your corporate creators, S and ARP, in search of a future. You cannot remember the details of your escape, but you know the fear has been with you ever since. Or are we a different? I mean, we might be a different sleeper, but we'll see. All of a sudden, you remember you have eyes, and your eyes flicker open. Ooh. Oh, this dude looks cool. Okay. Pale eyes and a pale face. Lane. The name comes with its own specific sensation of fear, one you recoil from instinctively. Sorry to interrupt, a sharp smirk, but this ends here. You search your mind for more than a name. Is this how you reward me for my generosity? Lane is leaning over your horizontal floating body, looking down into your eyes. I took you in, protected you, gave you a purpose. You try to look away to the corners of your vision to find something in you understand. Your body does not respond, but I suppose that wasn't enough? He reaches into the pocket of his jacket and retrieves a small vial. This wasn't enough? The vial glitters. This object you know and have known for a long time. Stabilizer, the drug that keeps your artificial body, your emulated mind, from inevitable decay. The only balm for your planned obsolescence. The liquid rolling in the vials fills you with disgust. Lane pockets the vial, but it would be wasted on you now. After what you have done to this body of yours, he looks at you with a palpable disgust. Lane's eyes scan your body, and as they do, you become aware of the wires and tubes attached to you. Those that were meant to free you from your dependence, from the stabilizer and the control it grants Lane. They are free, you piece of shit. They don't need you anymore. The voice comes from somewhere behind Lane's head. It is a voice you know, but when you search your mind to try to understand why, you find only dizzying darkness. Shut him up, Lane barks the command, and you hear the sounds of impact, of pain, from elsewhere in the room. You try to move your limbs again, and this time you feel a flicker, the twitch of a finger. You feel the extension and compression of synthetic muscle. Free, are you? Lane smirks. You were free when I disabled your tracker, when I gave you the stabilizer you needed. He scans your body with angry eyes. Now you aren't free. You were just broken. I had such big plans for you, Sleeper. I invested in you. Lane grips your arm hard and you feel a jolt of reaction. You will the arm to move, but you have ruined all that. Lane speaks louder over the sound of the struggle behind him. I will try to preserve your body, of course. I have my own uses for it. But your emulation? You feel one of his hands searching behind your head. He finds and grips the thick cable running into the port at the base of your skull. I will burn that out. Lane jerks forward, slamming across your body, then spinning away out of sight. You feel yourself rolling, the cables plugged into you, looping and wrapping around your limbs. Oh my god, who's this? Yo, fire. I'm sorry, that's a fire. Look at that. It's red and blue. This is my favorite guy. Now, just because of the fit alone. Then you feel hands steadying you, pulling cables. You glance around wildly and you see someone diligently unplugging you. You meet his eyes. Hey! He waves a hand in your dazed face. We need to move. Lane won't be out long. He unloops a cable from around your wrist. Sleeper? Help me out here. You blink slowly. Do you know this person? He leans over you and you feel his hands on the connector, flicking switches, releasing locks. Come on, come on, come on. He tugs the connector clear and pulls you up. You see the room you are in for the first time, filled with tech and terminals, wires waving everywhere, all lit by big windows looking out on an impossibly bright, screen-filled street beyond. In the corner, you see the dark shape of a floating body surrounded by a glittering constellation of crimson baubles. Is that blood? Then turns out to be a war criminal? Big lamb chops. Yeah, I know, man. No, please no. Move! You're wrestled and shoved towards the door, which slides open in front of you, and then you are out in all that brightness, all that movement, gliding hard towards some unknown destination. Ooh. You come to a stop in a dark alley, the one who guided you here, pausing to catch his breath. He doubles over beside a massive life support unit that sends a lukewarm breeze across your skin. You stare at him, trying to recall anything about him. You notice his tattered jacket, his lightweight clothes. You remember this station runs hot, something about the power that flows through the place. He looks up and meets your eye. What's going on, Sleeper? He wipes sweat from his forehead and it floats away in a swarm of spheres. Talk to me. Who are you? You see a concerned frown across his face. Don't mess with me, Sleeper. That's not funny. He comes closer, eyeing you carefully. What station are we on? He narrows his eyes, waits for the answer. You close your eyes, trying to recall. You force your way through the dark to the image of a station. No, a city growing on the back of a vast set of hexagonal solar cells, shadowed by them. You open your eyes. Dark side. The word leaves your mouth like an exhale, an instinct. Before you heard yourself sounded out, you didn't know it was there. He sighs. And me? Who am I? You see something like fear in his eyes, panic perhaps. You stare hard at his face, the slight upturn of his mouth, the intensity of his stare. Nothing comes. He closes his eyes and drops his head, putting a hand to his temple. The reboot. He is speaking quietly to himself. Lane interrupted the process, and he lifts his head and stares at you. We need to keep going. We need to leave. He turns and kicks down the alley. Come on, the rig can't be far. Oh my god. Oh, this looks awesome. It's called Darkside? Okay, that's like a edgy name for a station, but yeah, sure, Darkside, because it might be on the dark side of a moon, I guess. As you are led through the passages and serviceways of the station, you try to recall your life here. The texture, the temperature of Darkside feels familiar, but you struggle to pin specific memories to it. Focusing hard, you recall waking up in these passages, cycle after cycle, the rhythms of the station flowing over you along with the crowds. You recall desperation and the slow decay of your body that caused it. Then Lane, those pale eyes, offering you a glittering vial, stabilizer, the promise of supplying more for your work, a deal he locked you into like a cage. There your memory fails you, but in the dark beyond that moment, the residue of panic, of fear, remains. You were Lane's prisoner, Lane's plaything. You shudder in the cold passage. Wait. Your guide holds up a hand and you stop your glide across the wall, using the wall. Ahead, you see the tunnel opens up into a wide open bay with a few doors leading to the cylindrical tunnels, the docks. They're watching the rig. He nods towards the docks and you see one of the doors has a couple of figures flanking it. One covered in ornate tattoos, the other with bright silver implants along their cheekbones. Utsubu, Lane's guys. He looks at you and shakes his head in frustration. All this, it's not coming back to you, is it? Something catches your eye and you see he is playing with a coin, nervously, turning it over and over in his fingers. He sees you looking and slips it away. He places a hand on his chest. I'm Seraphin, all right? He looks pained when he speaks. Lane? He was our captor. Both of us. We did this so we could escape. We needed to reboot you, to break your dependence on stabilizer. He pauses. You know what that is, right? You nod meekly. But Lane interrupted me back there. The reboot didn't complete and... He sighs and just shakes his head. We can still make this work. He looks back at the docks. I'll lead them away. You get the docking bridge open. If we make it to the rig, I know how to get us in. Got that? He searches your face for a sign of recognition. What's the rig? Seraphin looks annoyed. A ship. Our ship. Or at least it soon will be. Lane's assigned it to us when we were on jobs for him. Get that door open. He pats you on the shoulder. I know you know you can do this. That got me for a second. Seraphin kicks off hard and glides into the docks. Over here, shitheads, he bellows to the guards as he barrels through. They immediately push off from the wall, giving chase. Oh. During scenes, you may encounter... Oh, we got skill checks. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I feel like that was kind of missing, where you can, well, there were skill checks, they just weren't in the conversations, where you can perform certain actions using your skills, like the dice actions you will encounter later. Skill checks can have a positive, neutral, or negative outcome. The better the rating of your skill, the more likely you will succeed on the check. The odds of success are displayed when you select the check. Oh, okay. You can see more info in the guide. Okay, cool. So we can hack the door, or we can break the seal, because we're engineers. So... let's get it open. Let's break the seal. Neutral, I'll take it. One second. Oh, I see. Okay. You shift to the central access panel and wrench it open. You scan over the mechanism, looking for a weakness. Somewhere nearby, you hear more shouting. You reach in and grab the main latch, straining as you bend it outward. Okay. The seal releases and you drag the door halfway open. It screeches in its metal frame as you pull. Go, go! Seraphin flies past you, through the doorway into the docking tunnel. You turn to see the two guards approaching fast across the docks and quickly glide after Seraphin. Seraphin is already at the rig's door, inputting an entry code. And there we go. The rig's door scissors open, and you both rush inside. Quickly! Seraphin grabs you by the arm and drags you up to the cockpit. The ship's layout, hazy in your mind. And he dumps you in a flight seat and straps himself into his own. You see him tap a series of buttons as he does, talking to himself. Come on. The rig's drive rumbles into life, and Seraphin slams a button on the console. You feel the force of the ship's acceleration as it pulls away. Oh, we get a cutscene? Oh, that's cool. I mean, we are criminals in our own right. That's not a bad roll. As the ship glides into place on the connecting bridge, its automatic systems nudged there by the port's docking protocols. You feel a sense of relief. Seraphin burned hard out of dark side, and you dropped in and out of consciousness in your seat as the rig made its way across the belt. Oh, I think we're in the starboard belt now, I believe. But now, with open space between you and Lane, you feel fresher, more awake. Seraphin breaks the silence. We're good, sleeper. His eyes don't leave the monitor, and you realize that this part of your escape is routine for him. You and he must have docked this ship countless times in your work for Lane. The problem is, you don't remember any of them. We made it, he whispers, closing his eyes and laying a sigh. We certainly did. He turns and you see a pained look on his face, as if remembering something difficult. Have you said this exact thing to him before? In the same situation? Are you okay? He looks at you, chewing one side of his lip, searching your face. Not really, he puffs. Seraphin reaches up, flicking through a set of switches in a practiced fashion, completing the shutdown. You watch a little frustrated with your own uselessness. Running the rig, you realize, is just another thing you've forgotten. A clunk that runs the walls of the ship is followed by a short, percussive alarm tone from the pilot's console. Docking complete. Seraphin kicks off from his seat, twisting as he glides past you towards the back of the cockpit. His hands find the rails on either side of the door, and he pauses, facing into the corridor beyond. He turns back to you, backlit in cold cyan. We need a plan, he glances around. Lane's not going to let us slip quietly. He sighs. We need to talk. We keep running. I guess we keep running? He nods. That's what it feels like, right? That we can never get far enough away from that shithead. You see a shiver run through him and know that he suffered as much as you did under Lane. We have bought ourselves some time. He glances through the cockpit window at the blinking lights of the station. You may not remember Hexport, but I do. And there are plenty of opportunities here for us. If we can keep our heads down. He turns back to the corridor. That's what we'll do. He pushes off and glides towards the main lock, and you follow, pulling yourself along, hand over hand, in 0G. We already emptied the tank on this thing. He slaps a hand against the ship's insides. So we need to refuel it. That won't be cheap. But if you and I know one thing, sleeper, it's how to work. I'm going to get myself reacquainted, see if I can turn up any old connections, people that might throw us an easy contract. You, he glances back over his shoulder, you keep out of trouble. Low profile, got it. Seraphin stops at the airlock. Stopping the reboot halfway through, he pulls a worn crew jacket from a locker and starts pulling it on. We don't know what that did to you. He jams an arm into his sleeve. I don't want you passing out in. He stops. It'll take both of us? I'll be fine. He drops his head, swearing to himself. He grabs another crew jacket and thrusts it at you. Just put the damn hood up, will you? You take it and slip it on. Thank you. Seraphin nods and he stabs at the button to open the lock. The inner door hisses open and Seraphin glides through. Wait for a little bit, then leave. Anyone looking for us will be looking for two people traveling together. He looks at you in your worn crew jacket, a limited disguise for what is clearly a sleeper. We meet back here later. Any trouble? Same thing. Meet here. He surveys your disguise again and shakes his head. This is a shitty idea. He gives you one last look. Maybe find yourself something to eat. Suddenly you recognize Seraphin's instinct to look after you. A flash of a relationship now lost to the reboot. Catch. Seraphin throws a handful of something towards you. You manage to grab the projectiles, and then you open your hand and you see a stack of cryo chits. We're back in the money. That's what I'm talking about. Those should get you some food. We'll need some more for fuel and supplies, he grimaces. That means odd jobs on the stations for both of us. Seraphim kicks off and glides down the docking bridge. Don't go too far, all right? He shouts as he leaves. Take it slow. And with that, he is gone, leaving the connection bridge and heading into Hexport's docking concourse. You wait for a moment in silence. Think about Seraphim. It's hard to know what's going on inside Seraphim's head. Here he is on some hapless escape plan with a friend who can't remember a thing about him. You try to imagine how close you both must have been for him to agree to this thing, but it is painful to think about. That's all gone now anyway. All you can do is move on. You shake the thoughts from your head and pull the jacket tight. Let's see what Hexport has to offer. You kick off and glide into the port. Oh. Welcome to Citizen 2, Sleeper 2. The game runs in cycles during which you can perform actions, da-da-da-da, and we know that. Oh, look at that. I get it. Hexport. They just build in hexes. Cool. So what's over here? The rig is your home, is your ship and home. While the rig is docked at the hub, there are multiple areas you can visit. Bunks. Use dice to reduce stress at a bunk. Use supplies to regain energy at a galley. Other locations will unlock as you play. While the rig is docked at the hub, your crew will also help to gather. Crew? We got a crew, y'all. It's not just us. I guess right now it's just Seraphim, but we might get other people. That will contribute to the upkeep of the ship. You can choose which resources they should focus on in the crew task menu to the left. Oh, that's so cool. They have a random chance of acquiring it at the beginning of the following cycle. This clock is a cycle clock. It will progress towards an event each cycle. Its completion will trigger significant events. I got that. Scavenge. Oh, so he can go get money. Well, he can go get fuel then. Oh, that's so cool. What is this? Oh, nothing? Okay. I'm not ending the cycle. Per cycle, we do -1 energy this time. And I think these are the conditions. What are these up here? These dots. What are these symbols? Oh, I know what these symbols are. I see. I think this is for the the 5 things here. Welcome to the character screen. Here you can upgrade and configure Sleeper. On the left, you can upgrade the skills. To the right, you can upgrade your push, the unique ability of your class. When upgrading your push, only one upgrade at each level can be active at once. You can configure which is active at the hub. Ooh, -1 stress on focus die, positive outcome, +1 to affected dice. Oh. -1 stress on focus dice, positive outcome. Okay, cool. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Also, this is a baddie right here. In this form, that's a baddie. So, we're a baddie, y'all. That's what it is. What do we want? Oh, my bad. There we go. Let's go to the Hexport docks. Citizen Sleeper 2, you perform actions by assigning action dice. The higher the dice you assign, the more likely you will succeed in action, but your dice will be modified by your skills. Yep, we know that. Skill checks. Dice actions have 3 outcomes, positive, negative, and neutral, right? Which is gonna be shown. Each action is also safe, risky, or dangerous, and so on. So we got chat to crews or explore the docks. Engage is that one. Intuit is another. Let me see then. So if Seraphim is engage, and then what is this one? This one is endure. Okay, so yeah, scavenge fuel. I think that will play. It's cool. You could toggle without deep respecing. Yep, you can definitely do that for sure. They put some TLC or some UIX or UX stuff. The user experience has been improved, I will say so far. There are plenty of crews milling around the docks and moving cargo. They could be a good source of info, and that's Hexport Connections, and what's this other place? Hexport's Exchange, which is a store, and Engineer. I like that. Or impress the brokers, or trade scrap. Trading scrap is all about identifying materials and cleaning up components. It's an engineer's job. Why not? Oh, I got a +1 already. Interesting. So I can just do full positive here. New location discovered. You just progress the clock. Clocks track your progress. Yep, we know. I kind of want to guarantee, but I will go with the 4-star here, or because it will turn to a 5. A new location discovered. Can I rotate this? I remember you can do that the last game. No, it doesn't look like I can rotate. Okay. So, ooh, that is, oh, this is better. Yeah, I'll use this one. So we have the canteen and the trade hall. What's in the trade hall? Oh, wow. Buy fuel, fill the fuel. I don't know if you have enough cryo, you can fill your fuel capacity in a single order, or fuel depots like this can be found at selling the lifeblood of the belt. Oh, interesting. And then fill supplies, which obviously everything is money based. Okay, and we have supplies. 2 of 5 and 0 of 5 for fuel. And this is the canteen. We know this is the bar. Here you can eat in exchange for cryo. Eating gives you energy and stops you starving. Different foods give different amounts, of course. Let's eat. I think that's important. I want all the energy, all the smoke, and then we can, let's go to the docks and start unlocking stuff over here then. Into it, do I have a bonus into it? I do. Well, not like a big bonus, but yeah, because engage is bad. Don't even, yeah, basically it says if you're a machinist, stay away from engage. Which I do like that they're trying to limit you now. Like, you can't just do it, even if you are bad at it. So, that's not bad. Let's do this. Let's get some connections going. But it's dangerous. That's the issue I have here. I don't know if I want to put a 1 or a 2 on a danger one. Risky. Oh, it does a -1. Wow. I don't like those odds. Oops. There we go. So let's go to the trade hall. I have only 12 left, so I can't really do anything. I guess maybe put 1 on fuel. Buy supplies, fill supplies. It's at the canteen again, and we can just eat. Ugh. Let me just buy 1 fuel. Sure. And oh, the bends. It's a dockside bar. Play Star and Stoker. I'm screaming, so we can gamble. And then buy a Ben's fry. Okay, interesting. I don't like either one, but we gotta roll the dice. Oh, just minus an energy. Okay, we need 1 more. We used up all the dice. Yep. What was this? The warehouses. Freight loading. Aha. Ah, it's an endure thing too. Ugh. Where's my engineering jobs? See, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, I'll lose 1. Oh, rig bunks and the rig galley. We can make a meal, which will, oh my God, are you serious? So like, there might be moments where we're traveling and we hopefully have supplies and stuff, because we can make a meal. It just costs supplies. Oh, this is so cool. Okay. Rig bunks. Rest and recover. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Let's end the cycle. Our first cycle. Citizen Sleeper 2. Okay. At least it's only -1. We're in trouble, Sleeper. Seraphim leans into the bunks as you are getting up. Without further explanation, he disappears down the corridor towards the rear of the ship. Thank you. We're in trouble, and you just want to disappear. You drift out into the passage, pulling on your clothes, and glide down the length of the rig, the cool air making you shiver. Seraphim is a silhouette, silently leading the way. He stops at the far end, diverting through a side door, shooting you a glance as he does. You find Seraphim inside, holding one of a tangel of armed, thick tubes that are waving in the 0G engine room. You know what these are? Fuel pipes? He shrugs. Close enough, or they shrug. I don't know their pronouns, if they have pronouns, but I think we've said he. Yeah, he. Okay, yeah, he shrugs. Close enough. These are the engine's feed lines. He waves one in the air, and before you ask, no, they aren't supposed to be waggling loose. What happened? These must have broken loose when we pushed the ship hard on our way out of the dark side. He looks at the mess. We are lucky the reserve tank is empty. Otherwise, he shakes his head, it would have been bad. But he pushes the pipe to the side. No feed from the reserve tank means that the rig's range is limited to the local region only. He thumps the large lumpen housing of the engine. This thing can't take us anywhere far. So we fix it. Ugh, that's the short of it. He whacks the engine housing again, harder this time. Just not been our run of luck. He turns and starts gathering the tangled feed lines. His frustration evident in the violence of his movements. We will need a new set of these, that's for sure. He starts forcing them into a crate. So how about you try to track them down? I'll take a look at things here and see if I can figure out another fix for the reserve tank. He glances up from his work. From what I've heard on Hexport, Factory Row is the place to find ship fitters. Maybe you can do some recon while I sort this place out. It's on the other end of the station. Okay, I'll take a look. He keeps working. Wait, he pauses, seemingly unsure. There's something else. He drops the feed lines and they float, waving in the air like tubular seaweed. I've heard word that Lane's on the hunt, he frowns. A message went out everywhere in the local radius of Darkside. He's looking for us. Shit, you said it, which is why we need those feed lines. I'm going to try to work something out. Maybe I can improvise a solution. I don't know. I'm no ship fitter. But while I do, you go hunting. See what you can turn up, okay? He smiles a weak smile. Get going. You leave the engine room, the clanking sound of Seraphine's cleanup efforts echoing through the ship. Ooh. Between a rock and a hard place, huh? Fuel feed lines, that's the next step. You take a deep breath and head out. Okay, so we have a drive. So you have discovered a drive. Drives help you track and choose your objectives in Citizen Sleeper 2. Arrow buttons in the top left is drive menu. We remember this. We gotta choose a drive to track, and once it's tracked, it has a yellow marker. They come in 2 types now, which is different. Major and minor. On completing a major drive, rewards 2 upgrade points, and a minor rewards 1. This is really good, because sometimes I feel like we should have been given 2 upgrade points at times. Keep an eye on the drive menu as you progress to see what new opportunities and objectives are available. Okay, cool. Just one. Escape Hexport. That's all you need to know. What's this? The rig engine. We need the feed lines. Gotcha. All right. New location discovered. Factory Row. Perfect. Oh, I need money though. The bends, and that's where we can just okay, fair. And the docks, I wasn't finished over here at the docks. I will use a 4. Okay, cool. Oh, let's see what's happening here. It's kind of low. There we go. There we go. Let me know if it's a little too loud for y'all. I found my volume was on the wrong side. Continue. As you are gliding across the docking concourse, you hear a scuffle. The noise of raised voices cuts through the conversation, drifting out of the dockside shops. Glancing down an alley, you see a huddle of figures shouting back and forth. You spot one man in the middle of the group, surrounded, pushing the others back as they grab at the bag slung over his shoulder. Ooh, we have an endure or Intuit, cause a distraction. You don't like the way this looks, but then again, Seraphine told you to keep your head down. Let me try. Ooh! You look around for something that could break up the fight, and you see the thick cooling pipes running down the alley wall. You quickly try to understand the system and choose a valve to start spinning. As you do, the system begins to vent in sequence down the alley, violent jets approaching the group. There's a scramble in the alley, and you spot the figure who was being attacked drop down to the alley floor. And then the scene is blanketed in a pale coolant, and everything goes still. The clouds settle and condense on the pipes. As they do, you see a clear alley, the assailants having fled, with one figure gliding towards you. I suppose you think that was clever. Yo, his name's Femi? Okay, Femi. I love it. I love it. I love it. I feel like I'm seen. The man gives you a severe look. You are either very smart, he shakes his head, or very lucky that those jets missed me. Which is it? How about some thanks? The man's eyebrow shoots up. You think I needed you back there? He tuts. You're the weirdest one I've met, that's for sure. You watch the man go, and then after a moment, he stops and turns back. He rubs his forehead, looking down as he does. What is your deal anyway? He sighs. Maybe you are new here, but Hexport is no place for do-gooders. I know what it's like. To get beat up? The man shakes his head. Hexport's got real rough. Look, let's not hang around, all right? The man pats his chest. I'm Femi. He unshoulders one of the bags and pushes it towards you. Make yourself useful. Let's head. You get the strap of the bag over your shoulder and follow him through the docks, gliding past the concourse towards the connecting bridges. He cuts down a side passage, looking back to check you are following. Then he stops at a docking bridge connected to a dull green ship with yellow markings. You look out the viewing window at its odd catamaran-like shape, seemingly built from two separate hulls welded together. Symbol crash, he says, and you assume that's the ship's name. Femi, you bringing in strays? Oh, Nia? Oh, it's the orange gradient? And the pants with the shoes? Oh. Give the credit to the artist, man. That's what I'm talking. Are those? Oh, look at those. Oh. Okay. Femi, you bringing in strays? A young woman, brightly dressed and stretching as she glides, drifts into the passage. She glances at you. No offense. Nia, Femi shakes his head. This one, he squeezes your shoulder, helped me fend off some Hexport scum while you were busy sunning yourself. Nia raises an eyebrow. I'm sure you could handle them, big brother. Her glib response hides the flash of concern that passes across her face. You can't tell if Femi noticed. Yeah, McLamp chops. The designs in this one, top tier. Like, I actually want these as a sticker, and I will like put these as they are intended. She's upside down. no ifs, ands, or buts. Hides the flash of concern that passes across her face. You can't tell if Femi noticed. Nia turns to you. Thanks, she smiles sweetly. And I am sorry for my brother. She shoots him a glance, just in general. Nia, Femi murmurs, enough now. He reaches over and takes the bag you were carrying. Nia rolls her eyes at you, but stays silent. Factory Row wouldn't take these. Femi hefts the bag. I'm gonna load them back up. Maybe we'll find a use for them. He turns back to you. Thanks for the assist, Sleeper. Not what I expected. He nods firmly. He slaps the button for the bridge door and kicks off along the docking bridge on his way to the symbol crash. Nia looks at you with raised eyebrows. I hope my brother was joking. Or did you really help him? I tried. Thank you. She looks back at the ship. My brother needs help more than he admits. What do you mean? I don't know if... She smiles a tight smile. I shouldn't have said anything. She pauses, thinking, I want to ask you something. She takes a deep breath and gives you a direct look. What is she building up to? Are you looking for crew? She looks away. Sorry to be direct, but you seem like, well, if you were on Hexport, maybe you are with a crew. She stops herself. I mean, maybe your crew needs crew. Maybe you were looking? I am. I am, you know. If you're asking me, only you. If Femi was asking me, you know. Nia looks back at the ship and then at you. Look, I'll be honest. Being on a crew with my brother is nice, but he is suffocating me. She frowns at her own bluntness. I'm not a kid anymore, you know? But he still sees me like one. I want to show him I can handle myself. I need experience. I need to run some contracts. She gives you a determined look. What do you say? Shouldn't I ask your brother? That is exactly the point. She shakes her head. No, you should not have to ask my brother. Her eyes flare with anger. Sorry. She pauses. I'm a good salvager, all right? You can use me. I can spot things, find gaps, weighs in. Find gap, weighs in. She folds her arms across her chest. I know what I'm doing. Femi taught me well. She glances back at the ship. Just consider it, all right? Let me prove myself. Suddenly, a shout comes from the ship, echoing down the passage. Femi. He makes both of you nervous. Nia looks in his direction. I should go. She pushes off towards the docking bridge. I'll be waiting. She gives you one last glance as she departs, then disappears into the docking bridge, leaving you alone in the passage. New local crew available. Does that pop up anywhere? No. There's no menu for that. Besides, oh, we can even change the difficulty. Nice. I might even do like a hard run for this one. But sure. Is she local? Like, would she pop up here? Oh, task chance per cycle. I see. Yeah, let's keep him on fuel. Or maybe cryo. That's fine. Sure. Let's go to factory row. That's where we're supposed to go. Ooh. Guess it's into it. Nice. At least the effects, actually, let me double check real quick. I don't think... Yeah, no. Ambient sound effects are up. Nice. I think they kind of toned it down so it's not too much on your ears, which is really good. Again, they're just making little improvements. There we go. Factory row howls as you glide through its cramped passages. Whatever its many bays and rooms once were, they now serve as containers for industry of every kind. Whirring manufactories precisely engineer components with rapidly shifting arms, while scrappers hammer incessantly at bent ship plates. Everywhere you look, there is energy and activity, and for good reason. Hexport itself is built on the derelict fragments of a solar reflector, and even the small amount of energy generated by its remaining mirrors is enough to power a city of machines. It is familiar to you, of course, in a strange, far-off way, because of Darkside. That place and your memories of it are a muddy haze, but it is hard to forget the glint of its hexagonal reflectors, 10 or 20 times more in number than Hexport's, and that wild, flickering city growing on their back like a tumor. In comparison, Hexport feels provincial, but deep in Factory Row, you could almost be back in Darkside. And then you see them. Tubes, just like those Seraphim had waved in your face, the feed lines. You push over to the display window of the unit marked Karsten Supply in block capitals, cut from whole plate. There amongst an angled shelf of oversized ship components sit the feed lines, like some large biomechanical tangle of snakes. You slip inside, where the sound of Factory Row is a little screened, and spot a large figure working at a bench, hunched over, concentrating. It seems he doesn't notice you enter. I'm gonna wait patiently. Karsten. Yo. The biceps on this man, and he got the V shape going. This man said, don't play with me. Don't play with me now. You let him work, watching as, despite his heavy build, he delicately aligns the components, their layers slotting like puzzle pieces. After a few moments of observing the process, he turns his head a little towards you. Can I help you? His accent is heavy, but unknown to you. Nice place you have. You see little reaction from the profile of Carson's face. He grunts. Something you need? Before you can respond, he tracks your eyes to the feed lines in the window. He looks back at you with a subtle exchange expression, one you can't quite place. He turns with surprising grace and begins cleaning his hands on a cloth. Those sharp eyes scan you, but Karsten's thick-set features do not betray the result of his assessment. Handsome Squidward? Yo. Good one. Yo, actually that lowest of keys? I mean, I have a figure of Handsome Squidward, but like, lowest of keys, giving Handsome Squidward vibes. You were actually right. Custom built those for a client that never collected. He looks at his hands while he speaks, checking for stray oil stains. You have one of the old MEVs then. He sounds out the letters in a way, MEVs then, in a way you don't recognize as he speaks. You try to recall anything you know about your ship, but the memories elude you. Perhaps Seraphim should have come along. I'm gonna say that's right. Always good to see one of those still running. Look, Karsten drifts over to where you are standing, his imposing height evident. For a fellow enthusiast like you, he continues in a distinctive monotone. So wait, he just talks in a straight monotone? Let's say a few hundred cryo on clean chits. He shoots a glance at the feed lines. 400, let's say, to be precise. 400? 400, Karsten says back, repeating your question without the emphasis. It's expensive, I know. It's a shame, but it's just what they are worth. He screw up his mouth a little, but into something that might be a smile. However, I'm more of the bartering type myself anyway. Barter sounds good. He nods sagely. He's basically saying, if you don't got the funds, let's barter. I love that. Like he's teaching me as we go. There's a little favor I need a crew for, and well, you look like you might be a good fit. He tucks the cloth away in a pocket and claps his hands. I know of an old Solheim wreck out there, very old, pre-collapse. It's tucked away in the dead zone, so no one has ever really cut it. Not only that, but Solheim derelicts have a habit of triggering nasty security protocols when approached by an unfamiliar ship, so it's been left well alone. But a salvager like you, with an old Solheim rig, I bet it wouldn't even flinch if it saw you coming. He smiles. Oh, he finally has an emotion. I have a special interest, a need for that old tech. All those Solheim ships had a data core, and while I don't care about the accounting reports or material ledgers or whatever they kept on the damn thing, I do care about the hardware. So, if I was to find you back here with that data core in your cargo hold, clean, cut, and complete, well then, I could see my way to doing a straight barter for those feed lines. Karsten pauses, sniffs at the air again. You just need the coordinates. Why'd you want? Nah, we don't ask. Let's do it. All right then. He holds out a heavy hand for you to shake, and as you automatically reach out, he grabs your forearm instead. Karsten pulls you closer, squeezing your arm. Let's keep this one between us, all right? He half smiles, his face huge and close. It's our deal. Before you can respond, he thumbs a little drive into your palm, those coordinates. And then he lets go of your arm with what you swear is a wink. What you swear? That man can't wink for his life. Handsome Squidward, no. You take a moment to gather yourself, and by the time you do, a whirring fills the air, Karsten having returned to his workbench. You turn and glide out of Karsten's supply with a growing mix of anxiety and excitement in the pit of your stomach, and the cacophony of factory row in your ears. A contract. Seraphim might even be impressed. You look at the drive in your palm and smile. This could be a route out. You think of leaving this place behind, in possession of an improved ship too. Suddenly, a small but firm hand falls on your back. An equally small voice coming with it. Hey, wait up! Oh, look at Junie! A secretive data extractor. Yo! They really did a good job. I am going to go and look for like the artwork for this. I want the artwork, I want the sketchbook, I want everything. Thank you. Thank you to the developers for this game. You turn in the passage to see a young woman, her hair waving from the rapid glide. She clearly just came out to catch you. She steadies herself using your shoulder. Sorry. She smiles a quick and flat smile. Wanted to catch you. I'm Junie. Her dark eyes flick around nervously. You notice the portable terminal she carries. Something data scrapers call a deck, and her backpack full of components and trailing wires. What's up? Karsten, she starts, still catching her breath. He sent me to grab you. She smiles that flat smile again. Wants me to come with you on that job. Her eyes shoot down to the drive in the palm of your hand. She smiles again. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. I asked, note this one. We don't ask questions, everyone. Hey, you said Karsten? All right, cool. He's cool peoples. So, she looks around the passage. Should I meet you at your ship? And you can tell me when you're ready to go? Sounds good. Okay, great. Her eyes light up. She notices she still has her hand on your shoulder and takes it off. Junie pushes off and waves. Looking forward to working with you, she calls back as an afterthought. What about the ship? Oh, I'll find it, she calls back and then disappears down the passage. You watch her go, glad of the contract but nervous too. Will Karsten keep up his side of the bargain if you deliver? He better. So new local crew. So I got 2 new local crews. Cool. I don't know about this sleeper. Seraphim looks nervously out of the rig's windows as you finish explaining Karsten's deal, as well as Junie's offer of help. If this job was easy, Karsten would have done it himself already. That means there's a catch. He frowns at the stars, and there's definitely something going on with this Junie girl. He shakes his head. What choice do we have? What if, Seraphim narrows his eyes, we could get the cryo together to buy the feed lines? Is that even a why? Karsten wants to barter. You're right. I just can't shake the feeling that we're wandering in blind. I mean, I'm with you. It's just, he said 400 chits, bro. 400. Like, I got 7 chits to my name. You said, let's go get the 400. How many cycles that's gonna take, bro? Plus, Seraphim gives you a side look. I did manage to turn something up in my station wandering. I found a contract board at the exchange, further in station. He gestures towards Hexport. We take on a job? That might get us some of the way towards buying those feed lines. Plus, even if we do want to take Karsten's job, a bit of money to get ourselves prepared wouldn't be a bad idea. Fill up on fuel, supplies, be ready for whatever comes. Do we have time? Probably not, but without cryo for fuel and supplies, we aren't going anywhere. Just take a look at the contract board, see what you think. While you're at it, you might want to see if you can scare up some freelance crew too. Many hands make light work and all that. Or, we stop messing around. We take Carson's job right now and get it done before he can think twice, Seraphin yawns. Seems like a whole set of bad options to me. Either way, I've still got work to do on the drive. Seraphin nods a farewell, heading back to the engine room. Let me know what you decide. For a moment you pause, letting the haze of plans and ideas settle in your mind. Suddenly you curl up, pain shooting along your spine. You grit your teeth, your muscles lock tight. Your vision narrows as you squeeze your eyes shut. You feel a shift, as if some connection has broken. It's almost impossible to describe, like you are floating away from your body, dispersing, dissolving. There's nothing familiar in the pain, nothing to hold on to. You grit your teeth, and then another shift comes, and you are back in your body, trembling against the metal wall of the passage. The pain slowly fades, becoming a pulsing throb and then a residual flicker. You flex in 0G, stretching out the tension. There's a strange sensation of distance that persists beyond the pain, a disconnection between your body and yourself, a flickering numbness that refuses to recede. You wonder if the reboot has done something to your body, or if this is some new sensation you will have to live with indefinitely. It strikes you that you know so little about the body that houses you. It could be moments away from the collapse, or it might preserve for countless cycles like this. You try to shake off the feeling, pushing your hands against each other until they feel like they are yours again. Time is the only thing you need, and right now, it feels like it's running out fast. You head for the airlock. You have work to do. Well, sheesh. You have unlocked the contract. Open the map screen to view it. Ooh. Do I have a point or something? I have 1 point. And it's 2 points for push. It looks like 4 points for skills. Which I would just try to I'll probably even focus on maxing out engineering early and then possibly doing either interface or intuit. Looks like there's no chance on engage, and then here's our push. So -1 stress on focus die. I guess. Oh, I guess if you have more of it. Okay, cool. Cool. It says the map screen. Is there what map screen? I don't see anything here. Oh, map. Oh. Contracts are high-risk, high-reward jobs that you and your crew can take on. Oh, this is so cool. We get to travel in space. This is what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm a mercenary or something, taking contracts. Although not shooting people, though. Gather enough fuel to travel to the contract. Gather as many supplies as you can afford to keep you and your crew going. Look for opportunities to recruit crew, temporarily or permanently, to help you on a contract. Consider which crew to take carefully. They have different skills and stress resistances, and who you choose can affect the story. Oh my gosh, this is going to be good. Once you are ready, you can select the contract from the map and then your crew to proceed. It's 1 feed lines, and we need 3 fuel, so we can't leave. Complete board contracts. It's minor. He advises you to go get a contract. Yeah. Let's go get a minor contract. I say having the most money is the best. This is... What is this? Sell raw scrap. Scrapyard shift. Okay. This is where we can make some dough. Got it. Heard. And Karsten supply. So the data core and then buying the feed lines. Oh man, this is awesome. Okay, so let's go to the contract board and see what's up here to offer. Disable signal source for 200 cryo. Station management have located a Conway signal. They are concerned to see one so close and are looking for someone to disable its source. Buy. Oh, I need money. Ugh. I mean, everything requires money. What am I saying? So let's do a scrapyard shift. Then I should be able to have this at a 5. Give me that bread. There we go. I have a 1. I guess we can use that for either energy or something. But let's buy the contract board. Cool. And it takes 2, but we're gonna need fuel to come back. I'd rather have all the fuel we need. I have a 1 though. can eat over here because it costs 7. Here we go. And ooh, I don't like those odds. It says, it talks about stress, but like, where is the stress, you know? Let me see what we got here. Make a meal. I'm not using up supplies. Rest and recover. I'll probably just do that. Let's just see what that does. Oh, recovery failed because there's nothing to recover from, probably. To the next day. Ooh, this is a really good assortment of stuff. I would say we do what we can best and do engineering jobs, because that's... Does it always take energy? Oh, it's neutral. No wonder. So neutral's gonna always end up with me losing energy. So, yeah. While starving, you gain 1 stress per cycle, and any energy loss accrues stress. Eat to regain energy. Sure. It's cheap over here for some fries, so thank you. Oh. Okay. Let's make some of this. Well, what else is out there, huh? We have data. All scrappers have paid data diffusal. Okay, sure. That's fair. It's risky. Sure. Let me see what else we have. So we have this. We have the canteen, which that's where we get food. This is where we can get supplies or fill fuel. Fill supplies, man. So we can either fill it or I can buy 3. So, yeah. Oh, okay. So we have all the fuel. And now I want to just get the supplies. So we can go and do a minor and the major one, because why not? We got time. Not as much time as we think, but you know, we have time. Can't do that one. This is into it, so I think I have like a +1. Is this +1? No, it's just whatever it is. Okay, I'm gonna just take advantage of this. Give me a chance at positive, please. I deserve it. Ugh. And this one, it's the same thing. $10 cryo. I'll still take it. I will get a bite to eat. So we have 26. That is enough to get 1 supply. I don't know if we should... I mean, let's go back. Let's rest. Let's end the cycle. So every day we're asking him to get cryo. I would say supplies, if you can. Your boy needs a supply. Seraphin, you're useless to me. I'm kidding. Rig bunks, I think that's just rest and recovery. Yeah, all we need now is just supplies and then we can head out. So, I'm trying to think what is an easier place to go and get that money. I have not tried gambling. Oh, 9 for a positive. Psh. I feel like you get more for this one. Oh, it's gonna be 100% positive anyway. Plus 12. 50-50. Okay. So we got 10. I think risky. I forgot what risky does. And there's nothing really safe to do. With a 1 and a 2, I don't like these odds. I can't even do oh, this is where your push ability would be, but I can't use my push ability. Can I not do this? Oh, because I have to pick one of these and then it opens up another one? Stress minus stress effect. Oh, no stress effect on neutral and positive outcomes. Okay. Push cost glitch, not stress. Whatever the heck glitch is. So I have one car. I have a 1 here. Nope, we ain't touching Endurer. Well, I do need to buy some food. I am starving. I'm famished, if you will. Let's go ahead and fill up our supplies. And so we have everything we need. I want to kind of see if I can use this 1 and 2 on something. We don't have any stress, so I have a 5. That's not really much, but we'll see. Let's see what a 1 gives me. Oh, neutral. So I have, this one's going to be negative. I'm trying to think. I think negative gets energy, but we'll see. Oh, just negative. Okay, that's fine. That's better because I actually, let me think. If I do 7, it'll give me 2. How much energy did this food give me? Oh, I can't even afford it. That's okay. That is okay. All right. Let's go off on to our first contract, which is disable a signal source. Ooh, okay, so we can only take 1? Yeah. So if we need to disable a source, she's a diamond. What was see, this is me. This is just for me. Hang on. I gotta remember all of these. So diamond is intuition, which, okay. We have someone that's good on the interface side of things. So for the data one, I'm going to bring Junie to it. She's not available? Oh, she's only available for that one contract. That makes sense. Travel to contract. Let's go. This is so cool. It's better than just like waking up, do another job on the thing. Wake up, do it again. No, I need a reroll. It's a drone. Seraphim spots the signal source first, the light barely shimmering off its dark hull plating, a design trait that betrays its covert use. A flash catches your attention and you see a rent in the hull, through which red lights pulse. Wounded. Seraphim shakes his head. Wish they'd finished the job. You've seen one before? Seraphim looks back over his shoulder towards you. We've seen one before, don't you? Sorry, I know it isn't your fault. He looks at the drone. Lane had his work on one in a dark side bay, though it was barely a shell, disarmed and deactivated. He had us searching through its guts for salvage. Even that one gave me the creeps. And it had its core ripped out. He pushed the ship closer. This one is still live. Conway. Nia kisses her teeth. Corporate scum. Oh, Nia? We're best friends now. We're best friends. Hi, welcome to the revolution. I hate corporate entities too. You glance over at her and see the fire in her bright eyes. They don't even dare to come here and force us out themselves. It's all proxies and drones. She shakes her head. Typical core-bred cowards. Run into them before? She glances at you. You might say that. She looks out at the drone. You won't see me taking my eyes off that thing for a second. Seraphim carefully glides the ship closer. You watch the drone. You watch the drone. System is full of these things now, running missions for their operators. Rare to see one out in the belt though. Maybe got hit during a run-in with Senate Stat Mercs. Looks like it's, I love how we're just bringing Senate Stat in this. It looks like it's drifting. Most of the system's blown out, but look there. He jabs a finger towards a red light on the far side of the drone. It's still broadcasting, and maybe even receiving. Can it attack us? Unlikely, Seraphim smiles. Would have blasted us already if it could. Comforting, Nia looks nervous. Seraphim brings you ever closer. What I remember from the dark side job is that the central core and the broadcast array need to be shut off to kill these things. Core will turn off local systems, and the broadcast array will sever the link with the Conway operators. Seraphim swallows. But you can bet those systems are protected. Let Let Seraphim explain. Your attention is suddenly drawn by a shudder from the drone, like a tremor running along its length. This thing is rigged to blow, Sleeper. He frowns. We go slow and careful, and we don't touch anything we don't know about. He turns back to Nia. You hear that? I got you. She looks sincere. Seraphim brings the rig to a stop, close enough for you to cross through open space to reach the drone's hole. Let's suit up. You head down to the airlock to prepare. As you get up, you think of the corporate war taking place in the inner system, the war that this drone was driven from. Oh, the corporate war, because that was at the end of the game. It was between Conway and Essen. Was it Essen Arp or was it Senate Stat? I forget. I think it might have been Senate Stat. Out here on the shore of the conflict, the biggest danger is that this flotsam and jetsam drifting in with the tides and orbits of the systems might, one cycle, bring the war with it. For now, the belt is outside of its reach, but looking out at the red pulsing drone, that doesn't give you much comfort. Oh, she has dice too! He does too! Nice! Are you saying I can use these as like a support? Because that's cool. And they give bonuses too. Oh, I get it. So it's a +1 if it's an Intuit, and if it's one of these, maybe? Not sure. Welcome to your first contract. While on contract, you will be able to assign 2 dice for each crew member as you would assign your own dice. Pay attention to the crew's skills to use them effectively. On certain outcomes, crew will take crew stress. When their stress is full, you will no longer be able to use them to perform actions. While on a contract, your energy bar will automatically be supplied for each cycle that you have available supplies. When your supplies are depleted, both you and your crew will take 1 stress per cycle. Contracts also have their own contract stress. When this bar is filled, the contract will fail. Good luck. Cool. Hull damage, access hatch. Okay, so I have engineer, and it's a -2. If it's not in, oh yeah, I get it. If it's green or blue, it's -2 automatically. Dang. It's -2 if it's not that. Sheesh. Hull damage, what we got over here? We do have someone for Endure, so we can actually make this one work. And she's intuition. Yeah, she has a +1. So let's identify the route. And it's 100% positive. I really like this too. Perfectly judged. It's neutral for me and a +1 from her. And Seraphim can give me 2 successes right here. I'm ready when you are. This is so cool. Maybe one day there could be like a co-op or something like that. That's like the next step. How can you incorporate other players to play this game alongside you? So that would be really cool. Agreed, Sleeper. Give me a positive. Ooh, got a positive one. You pushed through. Nice. Hers is here, and she gets a +1, so it's a 4. Yeah, because I can't use this on the other ones. Ooh. Okay. I only have a 3. Ooh. I don't know if I want to include that. Oh, and this is stress up here. Got you. Oh, and there's something at each one. A 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, -1 stress on focused die positive outcomes. -1 stress. Okay. I don't want to use that yet. I don't know how it's used. Oh, engineer. But -1 stress on focused die positive outcome. That's if we even get the positive outcome, right? Because I have 1s and 2s here. Oh, and there's glitch. Ooh. You just gain some stress. As your stress increases, you will have a higher chance of taking damage to your action dice each time you roll them. Ah, and then the drone stress is rigged to blow. I gotta be careful. I don't want to use any of my stuff here for that. Supplied, no energy loss. Got you. And I can go and, oh, I cannot. That's interesting. Can't make a meal because we're on the job, I guess. Interesting. Okay. You know how it's just like, I don't want to put up my own dice for this, especially with danger, because that's just going to add more stress. This is one of those moments where it's just like, this is a bad roll to start with. I don't even want to take a chance with these 1s and 2s. So we have like 5 days to take care of this, which is fine. Okay. That's a little bit better. We can work with this. 2 4s, oh, 2 1s. Okay, I won't use her dice, brother. For her, I can see the angle here. Identify a route. She took some stress, but so be it. Is that what you get out of neutral? Plus. Oh, +1 to stress, and you just change one of my dice. Oh, I see. I'm curious. Oh, dang it. Okay, let's not play. Not worksheet. She took on stress. Sheesh. Okay. So we got 3. Isn't one of these, an engineering job? I think it's up here. That's kind of where I want to put, yeah, my engineering job. Ooh, I don't want to put a 4 in there. Does a neutral get you anything in that? I see, I get stress. Uh-huh. -2. So I can contribute myself here. We might as well get this broadcast access then. Should be. During a contract, you can use your push to give an edge. Pushing accrues 1 stress, but will give you a key advantage based on your chosen class. You can see your current push. Oh, now you tell me. I just used it earlier. Your push cannot be used at a hub, but when at a hub, it can be upgraded, configured. Gotcha. Ooh, let me back off. I'm gonna back off. I don't want this place to blow. Nope. Nope, not taking the chance. He has 1s, I'm not even using it. I need successes. Oh. You have taken damage to a dice because of a stress. When your dice are rolled at the start, your stress dictates if you take a damage or not. Higher stress means a higher chance of damage. The white markers above the stress bar tells you which numbers will damage your dice when rolled. 1s and 2s, I see. Each dice has 3 dice health. When this is depleted, the dice will break and must be repaired to be used normally. I see. I get it now. Okay. Too bad I can't get rid of my stress? I can't recover that? Okay. Well, let's finish up this one, the whole damage, because she has... Yeah. There we go. Perfectly judged. Continue. You hear the bleeping immediately. Among the chambers and cabling of the drone's interior, something has started counting down. Guys, Nia's voice comes hissing through the suit's comm channel. Does anyone else hear that? Because I'm getting nervous. Shit, Seraphin's voice joins her. This is what I was worried about. Are we screwed? I can't be sure. Seraphin has dropped his voice to a whisper, as if that might make a difference. Either this thing is about to send out a distress call or it's about to blow. We've got to shut this system down fast. He pauses. Then we move on to the other side, because I bet you there's a surprise waiting for us there too. We good? Nia sounds tense. Am I heading back to the ship or what? Seraphin cuts in. We're good. We keep going. He shuts off the channel. Take a moment in the silence. All right. Time to deal with this fast and get over to the other side before something happens. New location discovered. Oh, broadcast system. Ooh. Okay, so he can't do this. Drone death. Disable the core. Shut down the broadcast array. Once both. I don't want to take on another stress, though. Array disabled. Disabling the drone's array, but it's risky. He can't... she would... No? Yeah, it's me. He has a 5, but I don't think that could be used anywhere. Yeah, I have the engineering bits here. Conway is highly protective of their systems. Yeah, it's 2 apiece too. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I need 5 more successes to even get this one. And we're like 1 away from the drone stress from rigging to blow, so no. So let's get to this one. Looks like it takes 2. Once both are done, this Conway drone won't bother anyone anymore. It's steadily beeping. So I'll use my stuff over here. Two. Damn it. Okay. I will take on 1 more stress. I just need that 1. Never mind. Whew. Okay, because I don't want to take 1 at 4. Yeah, his doesn't bring much to the table. His turns from a 5 to a 3. I'm very sure. There we go. And now it's just this. I'm not touching it with 1s. And we got 3 more supplies, so we got 3 more days. Including this one. Give me a good roll. Okay. I got 6s. That's what I'm talking about. Straight 6s. Let's go. They can't help me here. It's the fact that they just can't help me over here. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm very afraid to use this 3 because it can. I think if it's on a neutral, I think it'll blow, and I don't want to use it. It's like I just want 6s, low-key. Oh my gosh. I'm not taking the chance. It's like I want to roll the... Oh wait, push. I'll accrue another stress. I think it might even turn this 1 into like a 3. That's what it did before. +2 to... Yeah, +2 to lowest dice. So it's going to turn into a 3. Dang. Because that turns that into a 3. Because it's -2. So I will just take another roll. Because I'm looking at that drone stress right there. We're almost there. We can take another day. Live to fight another day. Ooh, okay. We have a 6. That's what I'm talking about. Although my dices are, oof. Control systems. Okay. This is her stuff. Can't lose my focus. I don't know if I want to like misuse her because this 6 turns into a 3. I mean, what else is he doing over here, you know? Nice. The thrumming, pulsing interior of the drone goes still for the first time since you boarded it. You look across at Seraphin and Nia and share a smile. You all exhale so loudly it can be heard over the suit's shared comm channel. The drone is dead. One less piece of Conway shit to worry about, Nia grins. We killed it. Don't get too excited, Seraphin cuts in. It was looking pretty rough when we got here. You make your way back out to the hole. The drone, now faintly rolling in one direction, its stabilizers offline. Nia catches up with you as you glide towards the rig. You make a pretty good crew, Sleeper. We do. She grins wildly. She punches you on the arm playfully. You reach the rig's airlock and take one last look at the drone's dark hole. It catches the light as it rolls in the vacuum. At some point in the near future, this drone will likely be smashed to pieces by one of the many asteroids of the belt, spread across this place as twinkling dust. The thought pleases you, as does the thought of all that cryo Hexport now owes you. Time to go collect. Contract complete. You can leave via the map. -5 stress during travel. Nice. You can now travel back. Once you leave, you will not be able to return. There's nothing to do here. So let's get out of here. That's a good contract, everyone. First little contract. Ouch. One of your dices has broken. Due to losing all its dice health, broken dice can be repaired at the rig for a cost once the workshop is available. After docking at Headsport, Seraphim lets go of the controls and leans back in his chair. Nia leans over to you. Thank you, Sleeper, she stretches. I know you took a chance on me. Glad to have you. She smiles an infectious smile. Feels good to make a contract work, no matter how we pull it off. It's hard not to agree, and it feels better than when the Hexport courier comes with a lockbox full of chits. Lane may still be hunting you, but this should help the effort to slip his net. Suddenly you hear a familiar voice. Nia! Girl, what you doing, Nia? Femi glides into view approaching from the docks. He fixes you with a stare. What are you playing at, Sleeper? I'm not gonna say back off. I'm gonna say Nia wanted to come. You go to speak, but Nia just forward, cutting you off. Don't come throwing your weight around, Femi. I can make my own decisions. Sleeper took me at my word and I'm grateful. She glances back at me. He's fuming. Did they now? He turns to you. Well, if you're working for Sleeper, I hope they paid you well. Well, I asked, so... Oh, so they aren't paying you. He crosses his arm. Let's keep this civil. You realize it's the first time he is meeting Femi. If we are being civil, seems like Nia is owed her share. Femi fixes you with a severe look. I'll pay her her share. You grab around a quarter of the chits from the lockbox and hold them out to Nia. She takes them sheepishly. All right then, Femi smiles. We're good here. He turns to leave. She mouths sorry and follows Femi across the docks. Seraphim watches them go. You sure know how to pick 'em, Sleeper. He shakes his head. He turns away and heads back along the docking bridge. I just hope we aren't going to end up a stack of cryo short when we need to get out of here. Minor drive complete. And I got an upgrade point. You have push upgrades available, so go to the... Okay, cool. So I have 2 points. -1 stress on focus die outcome, so that relieves the stress, I guess? Oh, I get it. Do we want to keep taking away a stress? Or do we want to just add more? I want to add more. Yeah, +3 to the lowest dice. That'll be good. And you can't have both, I don't think. I don't think you can have both. Yeah, you have to, if you pay 2 points here, you're just switching it. So I'll take that. Ugh, I gotta get fixed. And this is where the relieve stress comes in hand. Ooh, oh wow. Okay, you focus on supplies and Odd Job just gives us cryo. You focus on supplies. And I want to get rid of stress. I want to get rid of my stress, please. Recovery failed. Okay, cool. So I don't have to worry about taking hits anymore. So you have to actually spend some to get rid of the stress. Okay. Cool. We have all the energy. So let's go to the trade hall and I would just say fill up on everything. 60. Oh, because duh, that makes sense. Unless you want to buy some at a time. I get it, I get it. 10 to fill up, because it's just this times 2. And take that 60. Yeah, I would like to have some supplies. And I'm trying to fix my... Oh, I only got 3 dice available to me too. That's kind of, I'll say cryo now, because we have everything we need. Okay. We have to juggle a lot of things. Ooh, he got some cryo. Like 2. So we need to do the job. I hate having a stress right now. But we have to also go and highly doubt we're gonna get it. Yeah, thought so. Let's get some extra cash from somewhere. The only thing I can think of. The best place was the Swift Scrap Soul. And then the canteen just has food for energy. Does the contract board have anything? Nope.
we're filled to the brim on everything here, so I want to just make some bread. Could never have too much bread. Ooh, nice. Plus 12. I'm kind of thinking of getting rid of the rest of the stress instead of making more money, if that makes sense. Because, yeah, I can get 12 and I'll be a little over 100, but then, like, I still have the stress I have to worry about. So... I don't know if we take... I'm gonna do one more end cycle, and we can go do the other contract. What sucks is I only have 3 dice for me, and if I gain too much stress out there, I'm gonna have like 1 dice left. Sheesh, this sucks. Yeah, I can't really do anything because they said there's a workshop to fix. Like, there's a workshop out here, but oh well. Let's go, because we only have so many days. Let's just pray. Hope and pray. Because I don't know if we're going to be able to make the money for 400.
Ooh, the rig. Or not the rig, excuse me, this whole thing. The Solheim derelict fills the cockpit windows, all twisted plates and skeletal strutwork. You watched it in horror and fascination as Seraphim completed the approach, both of you silent in the presence of this decaying beast. Now, as you settle beside it, Seraphim is the first to break the silence. This thing is already dead. He shakes his head. It's a corpse sleeper. He nudged to the ship closer, looking for a place to dock. I touch this thing too hard, it'll crumble into dust. Ooh, let's not do that. Seraphim does a little mock salute. Aye, aye. He rolls his eyes. Any other tips? Take us up there. That's the bridge. Junie points towards one end of the ship, and both you and Sarah turn around, having forgotten that she was even in the cockpit. She hasn't said a word since she departed. She glances at both of your bemused faces. What? She looks away. Sorry, that's where we need to go. She stops pointing. Seraphim nods towards Junie. She's not wrong, Sleeper. The bridge will be a good place to start. To the bridge, then. Seraphim nods and brings the ship under control. Let's do it. Seraphim takes control of the ship, avoiding the debris field closer to the center of the wreck. He settles in position near a protrusion at the far end. This is as far as I'll go. Seraphim taps at the anchoring controls. We should be able to anchor the ship to those plates. You hear Junie begin to protest from behind you, but it's too late. Seraphim fires two python-tipped anchor lines at the nearest solid hull plates. Ooh, the pythons slam into the plates, and despite their solid appearance, they instantly shatter. The fragments spin out across the wreck, slicing into other plates and building a spiraling storm of debris. Shit! Seraphim nudges the ship back and steadies it as the debris cascades across the surface of the wreck. The damage seems mostly superficial, but it underlines just how fragile the derelict is. Let's not do that again. Junie glances between the two of you. The data core will be very fragile. We've got it, Seraphim snaps. He angrily unclips from his seat. Last thing I need is a backseat driver. He kicks off and glides past her into the corridor. Sorry, Junie. No problem, she smiles a weak smile. We all want the same thing here, right? We'll work it out. You follow Seraphim, I don't know, with like these dice the way they are. You follow Seraphim down the passage with Junie close behind. As you reach the airlock, he is already angrily suiting up, his frustration evident. Hey, keep your cool. Seraphim looks up. Yeah. He glances at Junie. No hard feelings, right? He checks the seals on his shoulders. But this is a job, not a social event. The rest of the preparation process takes place in tense silence, each of you considering the delicate job ahead. You suit up too, though you don't need a helmet to breathe. You slide one on and lock the seals for protection. This wreck isn't going to give up its salvage easily. The core should be near the bridge, maybe even inside it, but there's a lot of wreck here, and there might be a good salvage tucked away in the cargo hold. Once the suits are on and the seals are checked, you cycle the lock and stare out at the vast expanse of the twisted hull before you. Time to go to work. How you gonna give a 3? Come on, girl, you gave a 3. So what we got in here? So those two have -2. He can do a 6 there. Cool. Let me just see what else is here before we start throwing dice. We have engineering, and it's going to take a lot more. Ah, and these are events, these exclamation points, and then we fail it right here. Okay. And this is this his specialty too? Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's work on this one, because I have a 6 and he has a 6, so I think we can complete this one in one go. Nice. My 6 will turn into a 4. Yeah. Well, it's either that or oh, no. Oh, yeah, this still works. Whew. Okay. And this is, no one has that specialty. Okay, cool. I will do this one, and we're just gonna silently get through this one. Location discovered. Okay. And this is her specialty now. I'll give it a shot, sleeper. I guess it's one of those moments where you're like, take a risk, or you can always wait to re-roll, I guess. Let's see. I'm not trying to take on any stress though. Okay. It's risky, that means you can actually take stress from this one. It's also a 4 for me as well. Yeah, her 1's gonna turn into a 3 or a 2, and that's not enough. And my 4 is just a 4. I can try it. 2 stress. Okay. We're going to sleep on that one because we all got 1s. 1s ain't gonna do anything for us. Okay, no energy loss, obviously, but we do lose supplies. Ooh, she's stocked to the brim. Let's see if we can finish this one up then. If we can do it with her dice, that'll be better. Yeah, we should be able to finish this one. Thank you, Junie. Pretty perfect. Another location. Extract raw scrap. I love how it requires this endure, and his rolls are bad. So basically, this is where we can make some extra money here. That's good. I'm gonna just put one of my 6s over here then. Oh, it's on risky and not dangerous? That's fine with me, actually. And do we take a risk with a 4 to a 5? Hopefully get a positive. Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. And he has a 1 and a 2. We're not gonna talk to him. I'm sorry. A 1 and a 2. Yeah, that's a we going to sleep. Yeah, that's a we go to sleep. We did get a lot done in that day though, so that's at least good. Ooh, these are good rolls. What sucks is that she can't put her stuff in here. He can, and that's just a 3. And it's a danger, so that's just gonna add to the stress. Let me back up. We still gotta get this one. I think this is where our stuff is. And that's definitely where I'm gonna put all of my successes into for sure. Yeah, 3. Like 3 will turn into a 4, but I don't want to accrue a stress point. Even if it that's like a his 3. I was already thinking that he can actually contribute, but I think on neutral he takes a stress point himself. It's either I put it here or I put it on the raw one, but I think let's just get the story down way at least. Nope. Yes, triggered a crisis. A crisis will add 1 contract stress per cycle unless resolved at the crisis location. Oh, seriously? Okay. Well, hers is a 6, but she can't help us here. Her 6 will turn into a 4. I don't want to add another stress, but it could help on a risky. On a risky, maybe. Okay, I'll take that. I will take that one. And we can back out because I don't want to put another crisis point in there or add a stress to myself. It's a risk though. There's gonna still be more. The last thing I need is to lose my dice. So let's just go to sleep one more time. Ooh, they really make you think. They really truly make you think here. Ooh, 6s. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do then. Ooh, what's this? A hull breach. This is his stuff. Okay. It's going to add 1 until it's satisfied. Ugh. But I wanted to get the raw scrap, but that's extra money. Should we take care of this breach, or actually let me at least see what's next after I put a 5 in here. So I'm going to make it automatically positive. Or do we go with a 4 and it's a 50-50? Let's do a 50-50. There we go. The bridge of the derelict lies silent. The pale beams of your suit lamps catch rows of terminals and clouds of glittering dust. Wires wave like seaweed, and the whole scene appears as if underwater, chaotic but still. Junie glides past you, disturbing the dust and taking you by surprise as she does. She has been a stoic presence so far, but in this moment, she seems drawn forward by some force of curiosity. You watch as she bats away debris and begins checking terminals. I'm gonna let her cook. She's already prying an access panel off one of the more intact looking terminals, and as she does, puffs of rust color the vacuum around her red. Approach her? She turns back to the terminal and finishes prying off the plate, then quickly she reaches inside, fishing around for something. Her hand come back out with a waving cable topped with a thick connector. As soon as she sees it, she slips a keyboard-sized deck out from somewhere on her person. She runs her hand across the back until she finds the right port and slots in the connector. All of this happens in a few seconds. The routine, practiced, and precise. It is hard not to be impressed. Not your first, nicely done. We'll see, she says so quietly it seems mostly to herself. Junie's fingers dance across the deck's keyboard and a burst of static lights up the Solheim terminal screen. A sudden burst of light and color takes you by surprise. Junie's fingers tap away, the terminal screen flashing with blocks of color and lines of code. It buzzes and vibrates, its long dead systems forced back into chaotic life. Then all at once it goes dark. The terminal is dead. Shit. Junie hisses beneath her breath. Useless. You cannot tell if the insult is directed at the terminal or herself. There's plenty more. She looks up at you in a confused expression on her face and then scans up around the bridge. I suppose, but even from here I can see most of them are less than scrap. The cradle with the data core can't be far. She pushes off from the terminal, gliding away from you. I'll start looking, she calls back and heads to the other side of the bridge. Seraphim glides up beside you. Everything alright? All good. Good. Seraphim claps you on the shoulder. Seraphim stretches in his suit. I have to admit, it's nice to be back working, especially now that we are the ones who will reap the benefits. He claps you on the shoulder. Feels good to be taking our fate into our own hands. I know it's pretty rough there, back on Hexport, and out here, we're just as likely to get shredded by debris as find the damn data core. I feel like that's a little typo. But aren't you glad we made a break for it? He pauses and looks down, having asked the question almost by accident. I mean, I am. I just don't want to speak for you. Yeah, I'm glad to. He smiles. You better be. I didn't give up that little dark side cupboard I was living in for nothing, he laughs at his own joke. Look, as Seraphim checks his suit's wrist seals, once we've got a bit of space behind us, once we've gone the distance, if we even manage to get that far, he first bros, don't feel you owe me. I'm no charity case. You want us to go our separate ways? Fine by me. He meets your eyes. Just do me the favor of telling me to my face. That won't happen. Seraphim nods but doesn't respond. After a moment, he shines his torch out into the dark, checking the rows of terminals all across the bridge. You watch the glittering dust as it eddies in the beam. Seraphim sighs. Let's get to it. You watch as he crosses the bridge, his torch probing the dark corners. You feel a chill run through your body as you imagine the people that once ran this ship, the Solheim crew, surely long dead. What was it like here before the collapse, when this system was the jewel in Solheim's crown? It's impossible to know. That history is lost to you now. All you can do is pick what you can from the ruins. Oh. New location, the bridge. So this is his stuff here. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. Uh-huh. And this is her thing here, so she gets a plus. Sheesh. I have a 5 too, so that actually helps out here as well. Let's use his 6s here because I will take instant success any day of the week to get through this faster. We won't go and open up that crisis or, you know, do anything for that crisis, so we'll just leave it be. I see. So once we hit another crisis, it'll be +2 and there it'll be +3, and it's instant. Like, it's over. That's why I'm kind of iffy on running her 3 there. Although, hopefully my 5 can do something good here. Ooh, nice. Got a positive. So this is just a... we're just gonna have to see. Nice. I will take that. And we only have 2 days left, so... You think I'm gonna use that 1? No. Never. Screw that 1. Only his stuff works here, and we'll need, I think, a +2. 1, 2, 1, 2. So it needs 3 successes to fill this one back up. That's fine. We'll see what happens here. I'm just not trying to accrue that stress. Like, screw all that. We got 1 more and we'll have another crisis, and it'll be 2 per day. So, ooh, she has a 6. She has a 6. That should get us the rest. No, 2. It'll be 2. Yeah. And then I will use a 5. Good. Boom. Oh, isolate the core. Okay. Interesting. So this is her forte. And I'm going to use my +1 here. Oh, and then we're going to start accumulating stress after the supplies are out. Right. Okay. Okay, so let's do this then. Let's roll that. At least I have a 6 here. So 1, 2. I need 3 more successes. I don't think her 2 is... Well, it is on a risky. It might be good enough. We'll see. Ooh, I'll take it. I will take it. We've had good rolls. I think this is like one of our bad rolls. It's gonna come right here. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. What sucks is that he cannot contribute here at all. At all. I thought about this, but I don't want to add a stress on that. We'll see. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We're about to have a second crisis, but we'll see. We should hopefully be almost done. Okay. Supplies are empty. There's a new crisis now, because it's gonna go by +2. I'm ignoring the crisis fully. Actually, I might be able to at least get 1 crisis off. Yeah, he's useless here. So let's actually just, let's finish this one up then. Yeah, she can't really help. Actually, yes, she can. It's on a 4. It might be neutral or negative. I mean, negative will just have data core damage, but that's okay. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, at least I tried. I'm gonna try again. Yeah, nah. And I got stress? Oh, come on. All right, continue. Ooh, core conservator. Extract the core from the Solheim derelict cleanly. You watch nervously as Junie guides the core out of the cradle, a large ball, almost half your height in diameter. It glides up out of the framework that held it, connections waving loose and cut. Her breathing comes through the suit's comms, loud enough to be picked up, and it fills you with tense energy as you watch.
Over the course of this job, you have seen Junie both focused and distracted, nervous and precise, but you have not seen her any more confident than in this moment now. She floats beside the data core, handling it with care and skill, as if it was the vast egg of some endangered bird. She glances up and sees you watching her, and you notice something unfamiliar in her eyes. Something that you have perhaps seen in a passing moment before, only now it is no momentary lapse or change. It is set in place. You see determination. She guides the core a little away from you with one hand, and at the same time comes forward, almost placing herself between you and her prize. And it does seem to be hers, in the way she handles it, the possessive way she screens it with her body. We need to talk. The statement comes flat and deadpan, any nervous tremble gone, right now. Okay. Sleeper, she takes a deep breath. I want to be honest with you, but I need to know you won't take this from me. She glances around the cradle defensively, but Seraphim is already heading back to the ship to prepare the cargo bay for the core storage. You two are alone. Tell me and we'll see. Fine, she folds her arms, but it's staying with me. Carson doesn't deserve this. This treasure, Sleeper. Junie glances over her shoulder at the core. Do you know how many of these are left intact? She shakes her head. And all he wants to do is wipe it clean so he can use it to interface with Hexport. All that data, gone. So what do you want? I want to extract the data to make use of it. You see some genuine emotion flicker in her eyes. After extracting the data, the core will be unusable. There's a security system that will fry it if data duplication is attempted. I can delay the security response long enough to copy the data, but after that, she trails off. You've done this before. Yes, she meets your eye. This is why I came. Look at this place, Sleeper. She gestures to the cradle room, a dark and twisted cavern of long dead tech. How many of these places are left? How many chances do we have to recover? Anything this old, this fragile? Like it or not, we live in Solheim's shadow, in their ruins, and yet we know almost nothing. What chance do we have of understanding how we got here when others like them, like Senate, Stat, and Conway, are descending on the system? What can we learn from the core, Junie? I don't know, Sleeper. That is the point. She gestures around herself. We could learn our history and how this system was settled. We could better learn the technology we build our lives on. We could uncover Solheim's crimes and seek to make amends. She looks at you with pleading eyes. We could see beyond survival, towards something else. Interesting. You have never heard Junie speak like this, and you realize what you have taken for nervousness was actually control. This, the person in front of you defending a decaying data core with their life, is the real Junie. But then you think of Lane. Explain about the feed lines. But then you think of Lane, of the price he likely put on your and Seraphine's heads, and of the feed lines, without which leaving Hexport will be almost impossible. Is this even a choice? Ooh, I don't want to use this engage. Let's explain. Junie listens carefully as you tell her about the deal with Carson, the feed lines he offered you, and that both you and Seraphine are on the run. Then I'll help you. She doesn't flinch. We find another way to get those feed lines. Carson is an idiot. I can hack his security and you can pull them out of there. Or Seraphine looks tough. Maybe he can grab them? She looks desperate. We can do it. We can do something. Don't you work for him? Look, I knew you wouldn't take me if... I might have misled you there. I knew he knew where the derelict was, and I heard your conversation. I've been keeping an eye on him. I know I lied, but I can help you. Oh, let me strip the data from the core, and I promise to help you get the feed lines. She meets your eyes with intensity. It's a lot of information taken at once. You need a second to think. Ooh. So chat, what do we think? What are we thinking? Do we help Junie out? Or should we just say no deal? Screw it. Like, the contract's a contract. I want, this data for those feed lines and stuff like that. What y'all think? That's if we do it, she says she'll help us. I don't know what that entails. I don't want to have to try to earn 400 chits. We don't know. I definitely don't know this time around, but I am interested in her story. Like, she wants to learn the past. I want to learn from the past so we don't make the same mistakes and stuff. I'm with that. If we say no deal, we move on, but I'm going to just say, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you. Junie looks genuinely moved. This is a gift to all of us, Sleeper. I hope you will see it like that.
Junie turns to the data core, quickly gathering one of its loose connections. She takes out her deck and plugs it in, then crosses her legs and places it across them, floating tethered beside the core. Her fingers begin tapping at the keyboard, teasing out the core's data and whatever Solheim secrets it might contain. As she does, Seraphim enters. He braces himself in the entry. What's she doing? Junie doesn't seem to notice. I'll explain later. He eyes you suspiciously. I hope you know what you're doing, Sleeper. He nods toward the core. That's our ticket out of Hexport. Junie will help us. If you say so. You both turn to watch Junie stripping the core of its secrets. A little while later, once the core has been emptied out and its defense mechanism has scorched its seams black, you watch the metallic sphere spinning gently in the room and wonder if you just made a terrible mistake. Contract failed. We did this on purpose. Let's get some of this scrap though. Scrap just here. Like, give me that extra. At least let me get some bread. Let me get some bread. Yep, I'll take that. Let's get out of here. I believe. Yeah, there's so many. This place is about to fall. Yeah, let's get out of here. As you arrive into Hexport, Junie speaks up from the back of the cockpit. We are going to have to act fast if we want to take those feed lines. You and Seraphim exchange glances. You are both still getting used to this new Junie. We? Seraphim raised an eyebrow. Only one of us fried the core and stole all its data. He shoots you a look. And for some reason, we let you. We can make this work. Just hear me out, Seraphim. I know. It was a call. But I just have voices in my head, and they were just telling me to do it, so, you know. What I'm wondering, Sleeper, is why we have to. He looks infuriated. I don't think Carson's going to take kindly to the idea that we brought someone pretending to work for him on the job and let her have his prize. He points at Junie like she is an object. Do you even know what she's up to? Junie looks between the two of you. Hexport hasn't exactly been kind to me. You two trusted me, even though I didn't deserve it. I'm not used to that. I want to repay it. Not to mention that Carson is probably ripping you off. Even if you get enough cryo, what's to say he won't raise the price? Trust me, he's no good. I was trying to deal with Carson to get those derelict coordinates from the moment I arrived here, and he ran me in circles. She shakes her head. Seraphim's watching her closely. Even if I do take you at your word, which, given everything, seems a little tough. How do we even do this? He raises an eyebrow. You are telling me we just drift in there and take the feed lines? Look, I get it. You don't trust me, she pauses, but what if I have a vested interest in this working out? There's nothing left for me here, and I don't much feel like hanging around waiting for Karsten to figure out my involvement in all this. I need safe passage. You need the feed lines to grant it. She allows herself a smile. See where I'm going with this? I don't like it, but it makes sense. What do you think, Sleeper? I like it. I'ma eat it. Not kidding. All right then, Junie smiles. Let me prepare. I'll head to Factory Row, scope the place out. Meet me there and we can work out a plan. She glances between the two of you. Trust me, we can find a way. We'll keep it simple, clean. Simple is good. Agreed. Seraphim cuts in. His dark look betrays his concerns. I'll go scope out the bay we need in Factory Row. We should split up, less likely for Carson to suspect us. Meet me there in a few and we can finish setting up. She unclips from her seat, floating. I want to show you I can be trusted, that we can do this. She looks between the two of you. Believe that, please. And with that, she slips away down the passage towards the airlock and hexaport beyond. You look at Seraphim. I'm saying nothing, Sleeper. He unclips from his seat too. Either this is the kind of mess you have to go through to get out the other side, or it's the kind that you never escape. Either way, we are in it now. He leaves the cockpit. You stare at the chaotic lights of Hexport and wonder if anything in the Star Wars Belt ever runs smoothly. Sleeper, we're out of time. Oh crap, that's right. He checks the door to the bunks and you hear a faint banging. They're here. Oh, because we ran out of time. We have to go. Quiet. Why do you think I'm waking you up? They've locked the ship into the station. We can't release the docking bridge. Our credentials are being refused. We're trapped. Sudden banging is across through the ship. Seraphim looks away towards the source of the sound. I don't know if they know we're here, but they certainly want to get in. I reckon we have minutes before they get out the cutting torch. What do we do? The feed lines are a bust. They aren't going to happen now. Our best chance is to burn out of here as fast as we can and hope our drift takes us to a station when we run out of fuel. At least we might live a few more cycles before we starve. Problem is, we need to release the lock Hexport has on us. Otherwise, we aren't going anywhere. Hopefully I didn't give us like an end game. At least I can show y'all what not to do in the beginning if it is an endgame. Otherwise, we aren't going anywhere. And I need to pilot the ship, so what I'm saying is, I have to release the lock. Exactly. I'm sorry, Sleeper. He gives you a dark look. There are some big manual release levers inside the docking bridge itself, but to get them, you're going to have to go through the airlock. And once you do that, you'll need to get back in as the docking bridge releases. If you mess it up, you are likely to be sent spinning into the black. At our only choice, apart from coming out with our hands on our heads, yeah, that's our only choice. You nod. There's nothing else to be said. Time is up. This is what it has come down to. I'll be at the controls waiting. The moment you're back in the airlock, I'll burn hard. He clasps you up by both your shoulders and looks you in the eye. Then, without saying anything, he releases you and glides out of the room. You drift down to the airlock as quickly and as quietly as you can, slipping into a suit for protection. At least you think, as you secure the seals, you don't need to breathe. The banging subsides, and you hope the hunters have left, even though you know this is only the quiet before the storm. You take a moment, waiting inside the airlock. As it cycles, the second the exterior doors begins to open, you go. As you dash out the airlock, the scene in front of you appears as if in slow motion. You see two figures a little way down the docking bridge, wearing dark spacesuits, a canister being carried between them. Meanwhile, floating between you and them is a heavy-duty cutting torch, not spinning by the opening airlock door. You see the release levers in yellow hazard stripe, just beyond the hunters. Engage or engineer. You know you were lucky, and you know you only have you only have a moment to make your move. Let's cut the bridge. A. You change the plan, ignoring the levers and instead reaching out for the heavy-duty torch. Your hands grasp a handle, and in one swift move, you ignite it and running along the edge of the bridge. The frame glows white hot, releasing globular sparks into the air. You identify the weak spots in the structure and slice them, the bridge shifting violently in response. As it shudders and twists, the frame melting away, you feel the fizz of projectiles slicing through the air around you. The hunters are firing. A scream blocks out all sounds, and you feel an urgent pull tugging you away from the ship. The tunnel bends sickeningly and then comes apart. You are close enough to the ship that you manage to kick back, away from the twisting storm of debris that the tunnel becomes. You see the dark suits of the hunters among it, retreating towards the station's side airlock. But as they do, a hail of projectiles slices across the void. From their direction, you have no time to react. You are carried backward by the hunter's stun rounds, their impact shutting off whole sections of your frame. You spin towards the open airlock, your vision flashes with warning sigils, and you feel a distant throbbing pain. Oh wow, come on, man. The final faint things you feel before you lose consciousness are the impact of your body against the interior wall of the airlock, the hiss of the cycling system, and the heavy weight of the ship in full burn. And we have no supplies. We're just gonna die. What the? Seraphine's quiet question wakes you from your haze as the rig cuts across the belt. You try to move and feel a wave of flickering pain pass through their body. You flinch and steady your nerves. You find yourself strapped into a seat in the cockpit. Dang, we left her behind, by the way. I hope y'all know this. And I lost 3 dice. Yes. Seraphine doesn't seem to have noticed you are awake. You open your mouth to speak, but no words come out. There's a crackle of noise that echoes across the ship's comms. Seraphine is glancing nervously at his console. Something has him spooked. Sleeper, the voice, as distorted as it is, cuts through you. Lane. I know you were there. A hissing pause. You are slipping away. A squawk of noise, but we can't have that. You don't understand why Seraphine isn't reacting to the sound of Lane's voice. Then you realize he can't hear it. The voice is in your head. I take this personally, Sleeper. A sharp intake of breath. After all my investment, all my care expended upon you, this is how you repay me. I see a little something glinting out there. Could that be you? You don't move, you don't breathe. All you hear is Lane's voice. Something shifts in you, a sudden impetus. A will to move that is not your own. You unclip from your restraint, drifting forward towards Seraphine. Oh! Please. He looks over his shoulder and sees, oh, please, 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 please. You are up. He looks surprised. Take it slow, all right? There's a transmission coming out of Hexport, some kind of evac order. He turns back to his console. Let me check this. You keep moving forward. Something isn't right. You don't feel right. A numbness grows in your body, your fingers flexing without your input. You reach out toward, oh my God, please. We messed up, y'all. We might have a game over and have to restart. You reach out towards Seraphine. No, not you. Something reaches out to Seraphine through you. He turns again to see you reaching for him, grasping at his neck. A tension flickers in his eyes. Fear. Don't laugh at me, Chad. A hissing silence, then a rumbling blast. All at once, the rig screams, system seizing in electromagnetic paralysis. All at once, the rig shifts, carried on some shockwave of light, pain, then darkness. Noise. Oh? Voices echo warmly through your mind. You can't quite make out what is being said, and any attempt to focus causes a growing flare of pain, so you let them fill the air, unidentifiable and soft. You are floating, and so you cannot yet feel your body or its weight. The feeling is pleasant, soothing, and yet the moment you realize this, it begins to fade. Pain shoots through your system, a reminder of the terrible damage you have suffered. It is bright, white hot for a moment, and then it is gone. Something spasms in your fingers, and you flick it away. A sensation crosses the sole of your foot, and you kick your leg. A weight settles itself in your chest. You are awake. You open your eyes to light playing across a surface patterned with stained cushioning. You are alone. The voice is replaced by the hum of air cycling, the distant clank of maintenance systems. You are alone, and this is not your ship. You jerk upwards against the straps that hold you loosely to the berth, suddenly confronted with the last thing you remember, an overwhelming numbness, and below it, an insipid animating force creeping through your mind. You pull at the straps and free yourself, floating up into the small habitation room, cushioned and worn. Your mind is racing. Where is this? You glance around, taking in the small room with its knickknacks tucked behind webbing, its stained and worn storage units, its faded padding. This is someone's home. Cold light fills the room, and you float over to the dark square of the window. You see stars, the bright pinpricks of drive trails and skeletal docking bridges. This is a station. A sudden hiss draws your attention to the door, which slides open with a puff of equalizing pressure. Bliss? Oh, it's Bliss! Oh my god, it's Bliss! It's Bliss! Wow, she's alive! The entering figure jumps as they see you are awake. You're up. They hesitate in the doorway. Where's Seraphim? Your friend, right? They laugh nervously. I'm not really sure. He headed out a while ago. I'm Bliss. They shrug, not sure of what to add. Your friend, Seraphim, is out. Sorry, he brought you here. Here? Right. They nod slowly. This is my room. They glance around. Not much, I know. We are in my repair bay, on the far spindle, if you know where that is. In the belt? Yeah. They smile sympathetically. In the belt. They look around the room again. Come on, let's get somewhere a little more comfortable. They hold out a hand. You are safe. Don't worry. You follow them out into the corridor, gliding behind them. They move with the ease of someone who was either born in zero-G or has spent most of their life in it. They guide you to an enclosed balcony where heavily scratched, thick acrylic windows look out into a chaotic-looking wet dock. At the center of the dock is the rig, scratched and worn, but still your ship. It's a reassuring sight. She okay? She will be when I'm done with her. Liz sees you staring at the rig. Took some damage, but she's a hardy old thing. Your ship. You were lucky I heard your distress signal. You sense they are holding something back. I guess that expensive long-range array I was tricked into buying finally paid off. They laughed to themselves. Well, at least for someone. You were out cold when I got there, and have been for all the cycles since. Your friend wasn't in great shape either, but he bounced back fast. I make a habit of doing that. Seraphim's voice makes you spin. Oh, my man got a shirt on and stuff now. Ah, I see. Good to see you. He can't suppress his smile. Are you okay? Don't start fussing over me, sleeper. I'm good. Your eyes fall to Seraphim's bandaged abdomen. He notices and pulls his jacket over his wound. Certainly looks better than when you came in. You should have seen. Bliss abruptly stops after Seraphim glares in their direction. Here. He pulls a few chits out of his pocket. Catch. He slings them over to Bliss. That's all I could get for now. Working in your condition? Please. I'm fine. Bliss looks at you apologetically. I know what it looks like, but I'm sorry. I can't work for free. Keeping this place going is bad enough. And Bliss will actually help you from the first game. So I know she'll actually help you. I'm not tripping on her. I get it. Seraphim nods. We're just thankful you towed us in. We aren't freeloaders. Bliss looks between the two of you. I'll let you two catch up. They turn to you. I'm glad you're awake. We were worried. They pat you on the shoulder and glide back down the corridor. With Bliss gone, silence descends on you and Seraphim. Both of you are sure what to say. What happened? What do you remember? He looks at you consoled. Lane. He grimaces at the mention of his name. Lane. He shakes his head. Seraphim looks out at the rig. He takes a breath, steeling himself for what he has to say. Hexport is... He clears his throat. It's gone. What do you mean gone? It's gone. Seraphim catches your eye. It dropped off the map. No signals, apart from one sent from fleeing ships. I don't know what happened. No one does. Your mind skips, unable to focus on the information you have just been told. You think of the constant activity of the bends, the rumble of Factory Row, Karsten, gone.
By the time Bliss reached us, we had drifted out of range. They couldn't have seen it go up, but I saw Sleeper. Something exploded, white hot. He rubs his arms, suppressing a shiver. A moment later, the shockwave was on us. Oh, wow. The rig was crippled. Engine kept firing, but guidance went offline, sending us arcing out across the belt. He drops a hand inside his jacket, pressing against the bandage on his side. I managed to get her under control, but not before we started spinning. My restraints came loose and you weren't even strapped in, so we both got scrambled. He smiles a weak smile. Felt like being trapped in an auto wash. He turns back to you. I'm impressed you made it, to be honest. A flesh and blood human would have been smashed to pieces. He goes silent, the image a little too raw for him to continue. Could it be to do with us? I can't believe it. That's all I'm gonna say. You and all the belt, Seraphin sighs. All anyone is seeing is debris and radiation. I picked up a lot of ship transponders before the rig went offline. Maybe some people got out. He stops, unable to add anything more. You both float in silence for a moment. So, we lost our tail? Seems like it. At least that shockwave could have burned our trail out of the belt for now. We already owe Bliss for the work they did on the rig, and it isn't finished yet. A few more cycles, I've been told. Bliss won't hold us hostage, but I don't like to skip out without paying, even if we could get the rig started up. He rubs his necklace between his fingers. Bad karma. Beyond that, we need work, fuel, supplies, and we need to make sure you are okay. He counts off the issues on his fingers. After that, I haven't heard of anyone coming after us, and if they did, they'd have to come through Hexport, or what's left of it anyway. The far spindle is way out of the lane's territory anyway. They call this bit of the belt the Wash, and the stations here run differently to Darkside, so for now, we have some freedom. Freedom to go broke, starve, and get into even more trouble, that is. In all honesty, I was hoping you might have some ideas. He pats you on the shoulder. Let's look for a contract. You won't hear any complaints from me. We won't be able to fly out for a few cycles yet, but it won't hurt us to have something lined up. He pauses and looks away. Seraphin pauses and stares down. Look, Sleeper, he rubs his eye. I'm not sure I can work right now. I just got kicked out of a salvage yard for passing out on the job. Even with the payments I've been able to scare up. I can fly, that's for sure. He stares at the rig. But you're going to need some crew if you want to do any serious work. I'm sorry. Don't be. Thanks, Sleeper. Because you were working with your broken ribs and everything while I was out? You good. Go to rest. I'm going to go take a rest on the rig. I'm wiped. You look out the rig as he leaves. The warmth and softness of your waking moments now feel like a distant memory. Is this what you wanted? Freedom? A chance to work for yourself? Not Lane? Well, here it is. With all the problems and complications you could imagine. And at what cost? Could Lane have wiped out Hexport just to try to end you? You shiver at the thought. But if not Lane, then who? Theories cloud your mind. I want to dwell on them. Could it have been Conway? A drone or mind-drifting Star Ward? Sentenced that perhaps, with some plan to weaken the belt? Or a belt faction attempting to flip the board by intent or mistake? The belt had considered itself safe from the war brewing in the inner system. But now? Hexport's loss will be felt all across the Star Ward belt. But what does that mean to you? Your needs are much more immediate, apparent. Those must come first. You run your hands along your body, feeling the marks and holes left by the hunter's weapons, and you know in that moment you have been irreparably damaged by the encounter. You realize these scars are reminders. You will not be caught like that again. You swear it. You take a breath. Time to make a plan. You've gained some glitch. Glitch is a penalty you gain from repairing dice, and from Lane's attempts to hack your systems. Your current level of glitch is represented by the glitch clock to the right. Up here, tracks your level and indicates if you have a chance of rolling a glitch dice, meaning that dice does not work. Each level of glitch you gain will increase your chance of rolling a glitch dice at the start of the cycle. Each time you roll a glitch dice, you clear one level. Each time you roll a glitch dice, you clear one level of a glitch. A glitch dice has an 80% chance of a negative outcome when used and a 20% chance of a positive. Ooh. Okay. Oh wow. Got a new drive and everything. Ooh, this is the top. Spindle core. Oh, that's so nice right there. The pinnacle docks. I don't want to use these, but I feel like we have to. Find potential crew. Explore the far spindle. These are some good drives to be had, but that will be it for this first episode, which I thought we almost failed this, but I guess we're still in the game. I don't know what would have happened if we actually did everything correctly, but here we are. Even if that clock went down. I don't think we get a do-over though. But yeah, anywho, thank you all for coming out to the stream, for those out there, and of course on the YouTube side of things, thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe as always. And follow me on Twitch and on YouTube, both Uncle Burnsy. And then if you want to have any other updates from me, I'm also Uncle Burnsy on Blue Sky as well as Twitter. So otherwise, y'all have a good one this evening. Peace.